Talk about the process of balancing the game here and there, because doing something as simple as making a card cost one less or increasing the health of one card can change the game dramatically.
Yeah, anytime we change an existing card, it can have a huge impact, and actually anytime that we add a card to the game that wasn't there before, it can have a huge impact. I mean, you talked about Grim Patron, and I can talk about the Warsong Commander, which was a fine card, but it wasn't seeing a lot of serious play, and then Grim Patron came into play, and suddenly that old card became huge. So certainly there's this huge, massive cards that whenever we add cards or change cards or do anything to the cards, it affects all of the cards that have come before it. But we have an amazing, amazing balance team that is very good at being able to look at that whole set of cards and go, okay, if we introduce this card, we're going to be sort of worried about this, and make sure that they play through those to get an idea of what's going to be a problem and what isn't. And they're always on the job making sure that as we go forward, we're continuing to put, you know, a balanced set of cards out there.
Digital games are known for having a lot of in-game rewards that cross over into other games. Like Heroes of the Storm, you have the card carpet mount that you can ride. Will we see more of that stuff in the future with other games like World of Warcraft and even StarCraft?
There's various ways of getting some crossover items, and we do it where we feel like, hey, this is going to be really cool for players of both games, but it's something that we're always paying attention to. Is this the right thing to do right now? So I would imagine that as we go forward, there will be some of that, but it's always going to be, are we doing the right thing for both games right now when we're adding this sort of thing?
You could change one thing about the game in its current state, what would it be and why?
What I would do is I would add Tavern Brawl, which is pretty lucky because that's something that we just did. Certainly before we had Tavern Brawl in the game, it was a really good game, but there wasn't enough emphasis on, hey, what if this game played slightly differently, and what if I had to think of all of my cards in a different mode? And with the addition of Tavern Brawl, every single week we get to turn the game on its head and say, you thought you understood the game, but for instance, like with this week, we just have a mode where you start with 10 mana, and when you start with 10 mana, you look at the game and your collection of cards entirely differently, and that was something that I don't know if I would necessarily say the game was missing, but I would say it's a huge improvement by having that in the game. So to me, that was the huge thing that we added recently that just has made a world of difference, and I'm super excited of how it's playing out.
And when can people play the Grand Tournament?
The Grand Tournament is coming out next month, so next month it will be out there, and we're totally looking forward to all of the crazy decks that people play, and some I'm sure we will go, oh, we thought that was coming, and some of them we will be blown away by the creativity of the community as far as what they come back at us with all of those new cards.
Any speculation on the Lich King becoming a playable hero in the future?
We currently don't have any plans to add additional classes to the game. I mean, we're certainly been adding some additional heroes, so you know, we added Magni, we added Alira, but the Lich King is pretty much a Death Knight, and that is not a class we have plans on adding anytime soon, because we really like the number of classes we have right now and feel like it would be to the detriment of the game to add more classes.